Hi, hello, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's David and I'm a cactus and succulent grower located in Northern California. If you like learning about unique and unusual plants, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to share one of my favorite landscape plants, Dyckia Grape Jelly. Dyckia are drought-tolerant terrestrial plants in the Bromeliad family. I often hear people pronounce this genus Dyckia, including myself at times, but I believe the correct pronunciation is actually Dyckia. This genus was named after a Prussian botanist with the last name Dyck. Excuse my German, but his name was Josef zu Salm Reiferscheidt Dyck, so it seems more correct to pronounce the name as intended Dyck than add the ending ia for Dyckia. But if you prefer the Dyckia over the Dyckia, that's totally fine. I can think of many genera of plants that people pronounce differently. The first that comes to mind is Lophophora versus Lophophora. I prefer the Lophophora, but I think most other people prefer Lophophora. Kalanchoe is another one. Sometimes I hear it without the E at the end as just Kalanchoe. But once again, pronunciation is not a big deal as long as we know that we're talking about the right plant. Sorry about that little tangent. Let's get back to the Dyckia. I have 3 small clumps of Dyckia Grape Jelly planted in my garden, and all of them are blooming right now in late April. This one has the most flower spikes. It has 3 in bloom right now, and I've also noticed that there are a couple more bloom spikes starting to form on this plant as well. With maturity, these plants can push up even more bloom spikes. What's wonderful about Dyckia is that they are one of the Bromeliad genera that are polycarpic, meaning that the plants can flower many times before dying. Most other genera of the Bromeliad family are monocarpic and only flower once per offset. Dyckia are native to arid, high-altitude regions of South America. These plants tend to live in areas that have a very pronounced wet season and dry season. They seem to adapt well to the California climate, where we also only receive rain seasonally. Dyckia are also fairly cold hardy. I don't provide these plants with any protection when we get the occasional light frost in the winter. These plants can stand down to the low 20s Fahrenheit or about -6 Celsius. This plant does seem to want as much sun as possible though. The plant that has the most flowers forming is in the sunniest spot of my garden. Since these plants are terrestrial, they do need to be planted in soil. I would treat them similar to cactus and other succulents and provide a well-draining soil. Dyckia can also be kept as potted plants, provided they get enough sun and are protected from severe freezes. Dyckia Grape Jelly has beautiful dark leaves, which is where it gets its name. A word of caution about these plants though is that they have barbed spines and can be a bit dangerous to work with. My garden is filled with all different types of spikes and spines, but the Dyckia seem to be the most likely to draw blood. Always wear a good pair of gloves while working with these plants. I highly recommend Dyckia Grape Jelly to anyone interested in beautifully dangerous, drought-tolerant plants. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. You might as well give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want YouTube to recommend more plant videos like these, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!